So now, in this episode, guys, we're going to talk about the actual cleanup processes for the different surface types. And of course, for the different timelines too, you will understand how to deal with it. So again, my name is Adam Nagy. I'm the founder of Guards Cleaning Crew. I've been doing this for 6.5 years, and I've trained more than 70 people in person. So the cleanup process, relax. Again, we keep on repeating this, guys, especially as you're starting out. You want to go slow, relax yourself. Quality is key, and the service that you provide, but also your own safety is also important too. And you can do that by going slow. The more, of course, the cases that you see, the better you'll get. But still, at the same time, it's always better to slow down the speed a little bit. Now, as a reminder, before you start any work again, make sure you put on your double layer of gloves, your eyewear protection. If you have like a face shield, you can also put that on so that if there's a splatter as you're doing work, sometimes you spray your decontamination agent, the splatter freaking comes back to you. So have a face shield, a transparent one, you can have that. And then again, when you're going to do the work, make sure you're wearing a full sleeve t-shirt and full length trousers. And then, of course, you're wearing the safety shoes as well. And now, and when you have to get started with the work, make sure you bring your cleaning supplies, maybe in a bag or something, and put it close by you, close to you. You don't want to be, again, like I mentioned, stepping into the scene for cleanup and then after that stepping out to other areas, and you want to avoid the cross contamination. So how you do that is by keeping all your supplies close to you, paper towels, whatnot, your decontamination agent, your gloves, extra pair of gloves. Keep all of that with you. And now items that you use in cleaning, some of them are like one-time usage. You use them and you throw it away. Rags, you do not use them once you've used them in the blood area. Green scrubbers, metal scrubbers, once again used, they should be thrown away. Brushes as well. If you use a brush in one of these surfaces, you should for sure dispose of it as well. Now, before you start the work again, make sure that, if there's anything which has changed since your last visit, or if you have before pictures which were sent to you by the client, then make sure you have your own set of pictures and video taken for your own protection. But now, once you have got your gear on, you make sure you start to make space first of all. Again, if there's something with the furniture items which are blocking your space to get to where you have to get started with the work, make sure the tables, chairs are out of your way. Now, if those tables and chairs have blood splatter on them, then still move them out of the way if you have to get to the main core area. But remember that you have to also deal with them, right? So remove any, let's say, any soiled items like maybe shoes, any clothing, any bedding, stuff like that that has been disposed of. And now for the furniture items, which are bed or sofa, if the body was found on the couch or the bed, then make sure those have to be disposed of. They cannot be salvaged. And now for the rest of the fluid area, once you start to see all of that, again, like I mentioned, after moving the furniture items in the way, then you start to work your way inwards, right? If you are, let's say, the person passed through, let's say, in an apartment, and you just open the door, and there's just blood all over, let's say, right in the entrance area, then you start to work your way inside. Don't try to jump over it and go to the other side. Start to work your way from where you're standing right now and work your way inwards. But here, before we continue, I want to mention, though, if it's not an entrance area, like I mentioned earlier in the other courses too, once you see, first of all, step back and assess the area, see what your game plan is going to be, how I'm going to, deal with this. Because, like I mentioned, one of the biggest things is you want to avoid cross contamination. So either you'll be working your way inwards as in an entrance area, or you'll be working your way backwards. So you start from the last point to working your way out. So, for example, let's say for the suicide cleanup, okay, the person committed suicide or attempted suicide in a bathtub, but the person didn't die, so he ran around the entire house. It's actually a real scenario we faced. So the person didn't pass away or die. He ran around the entire hallway, and this washroom, by the way, was on the second floor. So he ran around the entire hallway on the second floor. Then he went down the steps, so blood all over the steps, and then all the way into the in the main hallway in the living room, and then all the way outside to the porch, the front porch, and then the steps in the front as well. So what we did was, we first of all started, now we were able to, even though there was blood, all these scenarios, we were able to walk by and reach to the washroom first. So we first of all did the washroom. So we worked our way backwards. We finished the washroom, then we did the hallway, then we did the steps, the stairwell, then we did the living area hallway, then the porch outside, and then the what's the thing called, the steps. Now, as we did all this, like I mentioned, we also always make sure that we are checking for splatter on the baseboards, on the side walls, stuff like that, on the doors. We always check all of that. Even if the doors were open, they were not closed. Let's say, for example, you still check all the doors. Okay, and the hinges and stuff like that, the switches too. So, carpet cleanup process. Carpet, as mentioned, once soiled, should be removed. It cannot be salvaged. So remove the section of the carpet and the underpad. And for the subfloor, step 2, for the subfloor, spray the decontamination agent and scrub the subfloor. Step 3 is use paper towels to absorb the excess of the fluids. And step 4, keep using the brush, the scrubber, plus the agent to continue until all blood from the surface is clear. Rinse out with clear water so you can see if you've missed any spots, and also dry it out with paper towel as well if needed to see if you have missed any spots, right? And then once you have, if needed, again, repeat the steps from step 1 to step 4. And if needed, once you're done with all of that, then at the end, the last part, finally a mist, just spray a mist or the decontamination agent onto the surface, the subfloor, which is going to be. Now, next thing with the carpet cleanup process, if the owner insists that, he wants to keep the carpet on only if the blood is very less, it's like only on few spots. Maybe it's a hotel where the incident happened. Maybe it was the fight or whatever it was, right? And yeah, the manager of the hotel or the manager of the retirement place or retirement home, whatever it is, they don't want to dispose of the carpet. This is only applicable if the blood is very less. If the blood is a lot, you have to tell them there's no choice, sir. This is just beyond salvageable. This is just contaminated. You have to dispose of this. So now, if the blood is very less, use a hard hand brush, the decontamination agent, plus a vacuum cleaner to clean up the area. Step 1, spray the decontamination agent. Step 2, use the hard brush to scrub. Step 3, use a vacuum cleaner to suck in the excess water as you're working on it. And keep repeating steps 1, 2, 3 until the stain is gone or light. It will need effort now, of course, for sure, to get rid of the stain or to reduce the stain. And you have to tell the client before you start the work that the stain may not 100% come off. Tiles cleanup process. Oh, you'll love this one because it's the easiest. Whenever you see tiles flooring in the washroom or the kitchen area where the body was found, it's the easiest, fastest to clean compared to the rest of the surfaces. In this one, step 1, spray the decontamination agent liberally and let it sit for 10 minutes. So what you want to do, guys, is you want to make your job easy as possible. And of course, if you're using the decontamination tablets, then make sure you're using hot water for it to dissolve it. So you want to make your job as easy as possible. To make it as easy as possible, let it sit for 10 minutes because it's tiles flooring, and use paper towel to soak up the fluids. So step 3, use a brush to remove any sticky parts, or a scraper if you have one, and then use a paper towel again to pick up all the debris and all the fluids. Step 5, rinse out with the clear water, as I mentioned. Repeat the steps above 1 to 5 until all the area is clean. And once you have that done, again, gently spray like a mist the decontamination agent onto the surface as the last step. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to do hardwood flooring, concrete flooring, laminate flooring, and as well as vinyl flooring. So catch you then.